Welcome to 805 Focus. I'm Dr. Cinder Sinclair with Nonprofit Connect, and we will be bringing you the latest on your favorite nonprofits. So get ready to be inspired. Our special guest today is Carey Bradshaw, and Carey is Executive Director of Therapy Dogs of Santa Barbara. Welcome, Carey.
Thank you so much for having me, Cinder.
And I see that you've brought a special guest.
Yes.
And I think his name might be Dandelion.
Yes, Dandy.
Dandelion is so beautiful.
Yeah.
And how old is Dandelion?
Dandelion is 2. He's an
2.
English cream golden retriever, and he is a certified therapy dog with Therapy Dogs of Santa Barbara.
Oh, gosh. Well, I know that Therapy Dogs of Santa Barbara has been around for several years, but I have a feeling a lot of people haven't heard about it. So maybe you can tell us about Therapy Dogs, how it was formed, and bring us up to date what you're doing now. Oh, that was the name of it? All for Animals?
All for Animals.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. That's great. All right. So give us an idea of what Therapy Dogs of Santa Barbara does with all their dogs and their people and
Absolutely. Well, let's start with what don't we do, because we are everywhere. You'll see our dogs. We have over 50 volunteer teams throughout the county. 7 of those are in the San Ynez Valley, and we are at schools, we're at libraries, we're in the prison.
You're at the airport, I
We're
saw.
At the airport. We have a wonderful program with Santa Barbara Airport where we greet travelers at the gates and throughout the airport. It's especially wonderful when there's travel delays. And my goodness, we work with senior care facilities, memory care facilities, homeless shelters,
Golly.
everywhere you can imagine.
And so are all of the people that work with the dogs volunteers?
Yes. Yeah, every team is an owner and their dog who's a certified therapy dog. They go through the certification process with our trainer, and then they volunteer with our organization. All of our volunteers are background checked through Partners in Education so that we can go into the schools.
Oh,
It
that's
helps
great.
with our insurance as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and safety is such a concern for us.
So each one of the animals, of the dogs, is accompanied by their own owner?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And our
So
dogs
then,
will always be on leash with their owner.
okay. So then let's say somebody owns a dog and they want to be a part of the Therapy Dogs of Santa Barbara. Then how would they do that? Go on your website?
Yeah, they can absolutely go on our website. They can fill out the contact form. It comes directly to me, and I'll respond. And we have a wonderful trainer, as I mentioned. Her name is Andrea. Many people in the county know her already. She's known for being an amazing trainer, and she does the training and certification. You can also, I'm happy to send people the certification exam if they want to do their own training, and they can train to the exam and then sign up to take the test.
Oh, wow. Gosh, that's pretty flexible. So somebody might want to train their own dog. Maybe they
did it.
think, did you? Oh, gosh. Well, you're kind of special,
Well,
though.
my last one needed help, but I had a lot of practice with her. So
Yeah.
this one we worked on ourselves.
So otherwise, the owner would bring the dog to your organization, and then what? You have volunteer trainers that train them?
We have one trainer.
One trainer.
Yeah, that's okay. Her name's Andrea, and she holds classes throughout the county. So we actually do have one trainer that's starting in the San Ynez Valley as well. So people who live out there can do our training program as well.
Wow. Did I hear you right that you have 50 dogs out there?
We do. We have 50 volunteer teams right now.
Volunteer teams, you call them,
Yes.
because it's
Yep.
a human and a dog.
It's a human and a dog. Yep.
Wow. And so I would imagine over the last several years, you've grown quite a bit.
We have. I have been with the organization since 2014. I was a volunteer and a board member for many years, and I took over as executive director in June of 2023. When I joined, we had, I think, maybe 18 volunteer teams, and since then, we've really grown. And we've expanded all of our program offerings. As I mentioned, we're now offering programs in the Valley. And we've also focused a lot of our effort in Carpinteria, which is a traditionally underserved area. And so we've got a number of programs that serve Carpinteria residents.
That's great. So you go into the schools. Do you go into some of the sort of nonprofit organizations that serve young people?
We do. We're at Girls Inc. We've gone to Boys and Girls Club.
Okay.
We work with a Safe House, a local safe house that deals with victims of sex trafficking. We go to group homes where adults are living that can't live on their own. So,
Yeah. And you even go into prisons. I think you told me
We
earlier.
have a wonderful program. It's brand new with the Santa Barbara County Jail.
Oh.
And we go in and work with their behavioral health unit inmates. We've gone 4 times now, and it is so heartwarming to work with these gentlemen. And when I tell them, they tentatively pet the dog, and I say, it's okay, you can hug my dog. And the look on their face as they melt into that is just wonderful.
Gosh.
Yeah.
And then did I see on your website you have a program where kids read to the dogs?
We do. We have our longstanding ARF program. Studies show that children who we call reluctant readers, they're struggling in some way, ideally 2nd, 3rd grade level, when they read to a non-judgmental audience like a dog, their comfort level grows, their stress level decreases, and their reading really improves. It is such a highlight for these kids when they get picked to go read to one of our dogs. We have weekly programs in a number of schools, and it is so much fun. It's one of my favorite things to do.
So really, when you think about older people in facilities, younger people, kids in schools, inmates, all different kinds of people.
Visitors, yeah.
Then the therapy dogs of Santa Barbara, a team will go into each one of those areas and just spend time with the people and really bring a precious gift to those people.
We do. I've been doing a number of hospice visits lately as well for bedbound elderly folks. And it has been just wonderful. And I hear from their home health workers that it just brightens their day and that that's the most cheerful they are throughout the week. It's really wonderful.
And so all kinds of dogs, or I see, Dandelion is a golden.
Dandelion is an English cream golden retriever, but we have everything from a Chihuahua to a Bull Mastiff.
Really?
And everything in between. One of our very popular new dogs is Nugget the pug. We have Ferdinand the Bull Mastiff, who is a gentle giant. We have Muffy, who is a tiny little Chihuahua with a huge attitude. We have so many wonderful dogs.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So, so a person could go on your website and they could, explore and find out all kinds of things about your organization. And they could find out about how to be a volunteer, how to enter and or take advantage of the program where your trainer would train their dog and or they're given the test beforehand. So they can find out all that on your website.
Absolutely. They can learn all about our programs. I already mentioned our ARF literacy program. But we also have our Wagwell mindfulness program, which is coming out of the pandemic. It's a wonderful 4-week in-classroom program. We have our founder, Carey, is a mindfulness practitioner, and we also have another one of our long-term volunteers who just became certified as a mindfulness practitioner. And we work with the children to teach them about the functions of the brain, how to control their breathing, how to control negative thoughts, all of these really crucial life skills for social emotional growth.
That is amazing. So,
Wonderful.
what ages of kids do you go in and
We do all ages, but we primarily focus on elementary. So in schools, when we do the entire school, for example, Aliso School in Carpinteria has taken advantage of our program. This is their second year.
Okay.
We start with the fifth grade classrooms, and we work down all the way to TK.
And so you go into the classroom with a dog.
With the dog. It's a different dog every week.
Oh.
It's a 4-week program. We have mindfulness journals that we created, and each child gets one, and they get to write about their feelings and use coloring as a tool for managing emotion. It's fantastic.
Wow. So do you work with other organizations, other, I don't know, mental health organizations and all to sort of partner?
We haven't partnered with any mental health organizations. We have volunteered at a number of different events.
Oh, that's
So,
nice.
yeah, so we've been in a number of different things.
Great.
Yeah.
So, so back to your website. While a person is on there exploring how to be a volunteer and get their doggy involved and all that jazz, I bet you have a donate now button.
We sure do.
And if a person clicks that, they can make a tax-deductible financial donation, which I bet you guys really need.
We really do. Thanks for bringing that up, Cinder. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, and we're a volunteer organization. That doesn't mean we don't have expenses. We have 3 part-time staff, me included, and we've got insurance, we've got training, we've got all of the different things that need to be covered in order to run a legal and safe organization. We also don't charge for our visits. All of our visits are free of charge. We never want anyone to feel that cost is an impediment to having therapy dogs in their environment. So supporting our programs is phenomenal. We have a few organizations that have come on board as community partners. So there's opportunities to do that. And we have individual donors as well. There's a number of ways to participate.
So community partners, like give me an example.
Sure. So we have Bega, and we have Ramsey Asphalt.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
Yeah, we have a number of different organizations that have sponsored our programs. Casa Dorinda is another one. They became a community partner.
That is
because
great.
We do regular visits with their memory care facility and their assisted living facility. But I made it clear that there's a number of other facilities within our community that don't have the funds that they do. And they were very generous to sponsor so that we can come visit them, but also go to places like Harry's House, which is nonprofit.
That is so great.
Low income.
Pretty wonderful.
Yeah, they really are. Yeah, we really value their partnership.
So I bet you might have a story you could share with us.
I do. I have a very personal story, which is why I got involved with therapy dogs to begin with. My name is Carey Bradshaw. Yes, I am from New York City. And I was in New York City on 9/11. And we lived 2 blocks south of the towers. So I lost my home and my job in the same day. It was a horrible time.
Really? Your home and your job?
Yeah, we never moved back in, and my company closed. And we were at Safe Horizons getting all the aid that we needed in order to move forward. And they had therapy dogs.
Oh.
And it was the highlight of that whole week, being able to just sit down and cuddle a dog.
Oh.
And so I saw the impact firsthand, and I knew that this is something that I wanted to do.
Wow. Yeah. Did you have a dog before that?
No, I always lived in no-dog buildings in New York. It's really hard to have a dog there.
I would imagine.
As soon as we left the city, it was the first thing we did.
Gosh. Yeah. That is quite the story.
It is. So it's very personal for me.
Yeah.
And I know how much impact the dogs have.
So Dandelion looks pretty comfortable down there.
He settled down right away. He's super happy. He's, I made him go to the gym with me this morning. He's been really busy today.
So he goes to the gym, and what does he do? Just lay there and
just hangs out.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Huh. He's just so sweet. So okay, we have a few minutes left. Maybe you'd like to, tell us more of what you'd want our audience to know about Therapy Dogs of Santa Barbara.
Absolutely. It is such a wonderful organization. I always tell people I have the best job in the world. I come from, my background is corporate, I worked on Wall Street. I definitely come from the exact opposite of a nonprofit background, and I never envisioned that this would be where I ended up, but I'm so happy that I did. I feel really lucky to do what I do, and I get to surround myself with dogs every single day. So grateful for that, and I get to take my dog to work every single day, which is amazing, and I get to serve my community, which is so important to me. So we are just really grateful to be here. We're grateful to be an organization that is growing. We have so many fun events for the community that we don't charge for. We do yappy hours regularly. We have a Halloween costume contest that we host every year, a dog costume contest. Yes, Dandelion's costume this year is going to be fantastic. And we do yoga in the vineyard, which is every summer in June. We do a yoga class with therapy dogs.
Oh,
so it's beautiful. Vincent Vineyards in San Ynez has been wonderful about hosting and giving us their gorgeous space. We do an hour of yoga. We have a brief mindfulness practice, and then we have a beautiful catered lunch. So you can follow us on Facebook or Instagram and find out all about these events that we have within the community.
Yeah. Boy, I think I'm going to do that.
Do it.
It sounds like
it's so much fun.
So do the person with the dog, the volunteer, do they pay for the training?
No. I'm sorry. They pay our trainer. It's not through Therapy Dogs. We don't charge for that.
Okay, but
the
trainer
they pay
the trainer.
It's very reasonable.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
And then, of course, they also personally benefit by having a well-trained dog, right?
Exactly. Everyone should have a well-trained dog. It's so important.
Yeah. Do you ever have dogs that are, shall we say, a little difficult to train?
That would be a question for a trainer.
Oh.
I'm sure. My last dog was very headstrong. She was probably the beta in the pack order, so the top female in the pack, and she really wanted to be in charge. So, yeah, she was struggled to train. She was wonderful, but she was in charge until we really worked with her to show her how to be a good therapy dog, and then she became the best therapy dog.
Yeah. So, Carey, do you think that most communities have an organization like this, or is it fairly unusual?
It's fairly unusual, especially with the depth and breadth of what we offer within the community and the fact that it's free of charge.
Yeah.
I don't know of other organizations that do what we do.
So it's not like you're part of a national organization.
We are not. We are Santa Barbara focused. I definitely have dreams of growing.
Yes.
So make those donations, everybody.
Yes.
And yes, I see that this is an organization that has a lot of potential for the future.
Well, what a wonderful service you're providing.
You.
For the community, for the dogs, for the volunteers.
Yes.
Wow.
Really lucky. And our dogs are so funny. They wear the purple bandana. That's their uniform. And when I put Dandelion's bandana on, his whole demeanor changes.
Really?
He goes into work mode. So he'll be playful, crazy puppy. And as soon as the bandana goes on, he sits. He knows what he's supposed to do.
Oh, gee.
He's not playing anymore. And it's wonderful.
Oh, I know. I wanted to show. So you said that every dog has its own business card.
All of our dogs.
With his picture on it, and then on the back there's all this data, doggy data.
Doggy data. Yep.
That's very cool.
Yeah, all of our dogs get their own business cards to hand out. We ideally reserve them for children that participate in our ARF or our WAGWELL programs.
Yeah,
but
I love all your names.
Want them too.
Well, Carey, thank you for all this great work that you and your team are doing, and thank you for sharing it with us on 805 Focus.
Absolutely. Thanks for having us.
And thanks for joining us on 805 Focus, and we'll see you next time.